What's up, Ray? What's up, Bill? Bruce? Ray? Oh yeah, Bill. He made a short just for you. Just for you. You need to go watch it. You just need to go watch it, Bill. Just for you. Just for you. I watched it last night. It was funny. All right, so that's this rock right here. I tried the Scotch-Brite. It took the rust off, but it wouldn't take this lacquer paint off. That's lacquer. This is 84, so that's lacquer. So it just didn't take it off. And then I tried the wire wheel. It didn't do too good. So I've used these before on grinders. This is that black rock or whatever you want to call it. So I just had started when I hit the live button. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strip just the deck lid today. I'm gonna take the trim off. I'm gonna take the lock out, and I'm just going to strip the deck lid. I'm gonna metal treat it, and I'm gonna epoxy it. Just the deck lid today. And then I got the glass man coming. He's gonna take the glass out, the back glass and the trim, side glass, and the front windshield out, so I can strip the top and go from there. So I'm gonna strip. Like I say, I'm gonna strip all the paint off the deck lid today. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm using this tool right here. It is the SCT Contour. You can get one of these from Harbor Freight too. Harbor Freight has it too. So this right here, that's what I'm doing. And what's up, 84? What's up, 84? Let go. So that what me doing. So like I said, I am going to strip the deck lid this morning. That's the plan. Until somebody shows up. And then somebody shows up, then I don't know what I'm doing. But I got cleaned up a little bit yesterday. Got some stuff moved. John has a gas-powered leaf blower. John, if you're watching this, you need to sell me that thing. Because that Harbor Freight one, it don't do too good. It takes too long. But anyways, somebody need to come buy that. Not that. Somebody need to come buy my station wagon. Somebody need to sell my station. Somebody need to buy that station wagon. I need that thing gone. Let me see if I can get y'all a little closer. Hey, Built. Built. You still on here, Built? Built. Pit. Built. I know you're going to church, big dog. You might be in the car. But are you still on here? I need to know if you're still on here. Because if you're still on here, I'm going to show you something. Built, chime in. Built on a budget. Built on a budget. Built. Built on a budget. Built on a budget. Calling Built on a budget. What's up, Elko? Calling Built on a budget. Your party is awaiting. If Built comes back on here, I'll do it. Built. 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 Give me a thumbs up. Built. Before you go into church, Built, give me 1 second. 1 minute. 1 minute, Built. Built, are you watching? Built. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you want to get your day started, let me tell you how you do it. You do it Canadian Dry. Brought to you by Built on a Budget. Built on a Budget said drink Canadian Dry to get your day started. It's like spinach for like Popeye. So let's try. Let's go. Get your can of Built on. Get your can of Dry. Take your big deep breath. Let's go. That message was brought to you by Built on a Budget. All right, the trick. All right, the tip of doing anything stripping paint with a DA, a sander, wire wheel, whatever, you need to keep moving. You don't need to stay in a single spot and build up heat, okay? Medium blasting, because when you build up heat, you make the metal grow. And if you make it grow, then you get that that oil can. So you, look, it's taking it off, right? So you got, this is mechanical, and then you got chemical, right? So mechanical is exactly what I'm saying, mechanical. Then you have chemical. You got aircraft stripper. Well, aircraft stripper is really not good anymore because they took all the stuff out. But there is a company in Italy that sells aircraft stripper, and it's actually sold by Tamco Paint in Virginia. So Tamco repackages it and sells it. Now, it's expensive. It's expensive. But you can take it and you can brush it on and then put cellophane over top of it, and it will eat the paint off like nobody's business. But it is very, very volatile. I mean, it is. If I had some, I'd do. If I had some, I'd try it on the car and I'd show it to you. But I don't have any. So this is mechanical, right? So I also have a media blaster that could come in and blast it. But you know, I got this tool, so I'm gonna try this tool. Chris, that's funny that you say that. That's funny you say that. I do all my media blasting over there in front of my deuce and a half. There's a spot over there that I do all my media blasting. Now, I'm not going to say what's coming because there's a lot of haters out there. They won't be stepping on somebody's neck. But just all I can say is stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Because we on the same wavelength, and I've been on the waiting list. And the guy texted me yesterday and told me that won't be too long now. So we're just gonna say that. So with that being said, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to strip this panel, and like I said, I'm just gonna go, I'm just going back and forth, and I'm keeping I'm not even putting no pressure on it. I'm just letting the tool do the job, okay? So I forgot to take my allergy medicine, so y'all hang tight. All right, I'm back. I'm back, Jack. All right. What's up, Tulu? Well, it's lacquer paint, boy. It ain't no joke. I'll get it all off. It's a coming. It's a coming. It's coming. I'll get after I get all the paint off of it, I still got to give it some tooth, so I'll go get my my DA or my sander, and I'll put once I get all the paint off of it, I'll come back and hit it with 80 grit and give it some tooth. Gotta be careful with this thing, because this thing right here is a grown one. It'll get away from you. I got all the paint off. Let me show you. Let me show you. All right, this is rust. All those dark spots, that's rust. So, I'm just going to explain something to you, and you take the information and do whatever you want to with it. All right. If you sand this down, like if you knock this down, right, and then you come back and you paint over this, like just say I just knocked this down, right? I just come over it and I hit it with 180 just to clean it up, and then I sprayed anything. I don't care what you sprayed on it. I don't care. Whatever you sprayed on it, it don't matter. What you've done is you have sprayed a product over rust. And then you're going to say, well, Jay, I sanded that off. And I'm going to say, well, no, you just knocked the top of it off, right? So if I cut that tree down, right? If I go out there and I cut that tree off at the ground, right? You're like, oh, you cut that tree down. Yeah, I did. But I didn't get the roots. The roots are still in the ground, okay? The roots are still in the ground. I can cut that tree off flush at the ground, and I can still drive over it. But the tree is still there, and sometimes a tree will sprout. Some trees will come back or whatever. Think of it like that as rust. If I knock the top off of this, and then I say, well, I knocked the rust off, and then I painted over it or primed over it or whatever you put over it, the rust is still there. It hadn't went nowhere. It's still there. And it will come back over time. Best believe that. The rust will come back. So, all these dark spots is rust. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make this thing as shiny as I can make it. And then I'll come back with metal treat, and I will metal treat the metal. And the metal treat will get down into the pores, or get down into the roots, and neutralize the rust and suffocate it and kill it. Then once that happens, then I can put my 2K epoxy over top of it, which is corrosion resistant as well, and that will snuff it out, okay? Now, does everybody do this? No. Am I telling everybody you got to do this? No. I'm just telling you this is the way Jay does it. So, this is the way I do it. This is the way I was taught. This is the way I was shown. I want y'all to look. Look at this. This deck lid might not be no good anyway, but we're going to find out. Look. That's all the shaking. Look at all the rust that's fell out of the bottom of that deck lid. Might be wasting my time. Troy, what type of epoxy are you referring to? All right, y'all see this right here? That's rust. See that? That's rust. That's rust impregnated into the metal. Okay. That's rust that's rust impregnated into the metal, right? And you can't get, I mean, you can't get that out with that. You can feel it. So this is slick. This is slick. And this right here, if I was blind, I could be reading. Feels like Braille. All right. So I think it's just condensation rust in the bottom of it, but I mean, I'll strip the bottom of it with the blaster, but the tops I don't do. Tops I try not to do media blasting anymore. It tends to warp some of the panels. But I will blast the bottom, the back. I will have my guy blast the bottom side of it to strip all the paint, because sanding in all those nooks and crannies is a pain in the butt. But yeah, Spy's got good stuff. Spy's got good stuff. Let me put it to you like this. Any 2K product, any 2K epoxy with corrosion resistance properties is good stuff. Spy makes good stuff. They have an induction window on their stuff. I think when you mix Spy or Spee or whatever you want to, where I think it's either a 30 or 45 minute induction time. No, well, yeah, it's on the back side of it, underneath it. Yes, it's got like a 30 or 45 minute induction window. I know a guy that uses their stuff on the engine bays. Like, he'll use Spy or Spee's epoxy, the paint engine bays, the satin black, and he'll just leave it. I mean, he won't put nothing over top of it. He'll just put that Spy stuff in there. I use CRE 321 2K epoxy. I've been using that before it was even available to the public. I mean, I've sold more CRE 321 epoxy than PPG has, probably any PPG rep. So where that surface, let me show you. Maybe. There we go. That surface rust is coming from in there, right? So it doesn't look, I mean, it's from right here where the water couldn't get out. I got a little surface rust right here, but it doesn't look like it's penetrated. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really worried about it. The seam seal don't look busted. you know, got a little, and it was because there was a lot of trash right here. Right here, and it couldn't drain. But here is the build sticker. So I will see this in here doesn't really matter. So I will get my blaster and see. I don't want to take nothing. See these right here. These hold water, so this could be rusted. I don't want to dig too much into it because I don't want to take the car apart. Not yet. I'm just doing the deck lid. I want to get it running and driving first. I'm gonna put a battery in it and see if all the lights and stuff work. I already have a donor vehicle. I have a donor vehicle coming. It's a 2000. It's either 2009, 2010, 2012 Chevrolet truck, 2-wheel drive. 6.0. I think it's a 6.0. Nevertheless, we'll figure out what it is. I really want a 6.0. 5.3 would be fine. Really want a 6.0. But nevertheless, it is what it is. But it's on its way. So, like I said, I'm just stripping this. Where's the keys at? I got to take this trim off. I'm going to take the lock out. But my plan is to get the deck lid stripped. Then I'm going to metal treat it. And somebody asked about metal treat. Who was that? TJ, did you ask about that? TJ, PPG makes stuff called daggone TJ. I'll have to. It's in the back. Let me go get it. I can't even think. My brain's not working. Hold on, let me go get it. So it's what's front wheel drive? JG, what's front wheel drive? Oh, never mind. I see now. This right here, TJ, SX 579 chemical fill metal cleaner. I don't know what this one is. It's the same stuff. I mean, no, it's not. I mean, it's a different number. I think it's 530 or something. I don't know, but the way this works is, it's going to be crazy when I tell you this. You take this right here and you mix it 1-to-1 with water. Yeah, I said water. And then you put it like a little spray bottle and you spray it down on the metal. Wear your gloves. Spray it down with, take this and put it in a spray bottle, mix it 1-to-1. I think that's what it is. It's either 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. And then you take this and you spray it on the panel. Don't do it in the sunshine. Don't let it dry. Do one section at a time. Take a red Scotch-Brite and work it into it. All right? Work it into it. Then rinse it off. If you rinse it off with cold water, it's going to turn like a coffee brown. Don't freak out. But if you rinse it off with warm water, it'll look like a new nickel, right? Then once that dries, take the metal cleaner, and it's straight right out the bottle. Take it, spray it on the panel, get it saturated. Take a different Scotch-Brite, not the same one that you used before. Work it in, keep it wet, let it set for like 30 seconds, then rinse it off with warm water. If you do cold water, it's gonna look coffee brown, so don't freak out. If you use warm water, it'll come back and it'll be nickeled looking. And what that does, that puts phosphate over the metal. And if you zoom in on a microscope, it looks like little shards. And that gets down into these pores. Gets down in these pores, and it metal treats it and it suffocates it, and then you can put a 2K epoxy over top of it. So that is, when I talk about metal treat, that's what I use. There's a lot of other stuff out there. I can't comment or speculate on the other stuff that's out there because I've never used it. I've always used this right here, SX Metal Treat from PPG. That's all and I know there's other products out there, but me personally, I've not used it. But it is actually One Choice, which is owned by PPG, and it's a metal treat. I think it's SX530. I think this is SX530, and this is 579. So that's how this works. And see right here, I told you wrong. It's one part. I told you wrong. The belay my last. It's 1 part of this and 2 parts water if it's steel, iron, and galvanized. If it's aluminum, it's 1 to 10. Or aluminum, nickel, or stainless. I told you wrong. No, it does not turn it black. No, it does not turn it black. If you do it with cold water, it'll look like coffee brown, like somebody's just put a lot of milk in their coffee, like cappuccino look. It'll have a little hue of it'd be Rihanna brown. That's the only thing I can compare it to. And somebody asked about POR 15. Hold on, who asked about that? Vinegar kills rust. I use it. Yeah, it does, Troy. It does kill the rust because it's a neutralizer. But it don't treat the metal though. And see, with vinegar, all right. So I know a guy that used a vinegar solution, and it came back to bite him, and he'd been using it for years. You got to think of chemicals, right? You got to think of chemicals. So I'm not saying in your case, I'm just saying in this case that I'm going to tell you about. A guy used vinegar, and he done the same thing because he said it was cheap and it was easy to get a hold of, which is true. It's not a lie. But here's the problem. You have to get every bit of that off. You have to neutralize the vinegar before you put paint on it or put epoxy on it, because there's chemistry involved and there's pH involved. Just like people used to use back in the day. Let me set this up. People used to use soda blasted. It was real big here. There was a guy up the road that used to soda blast everything with baking soda, and everybody used it, right? Well, they found out that paint jobs were failing and they couldn't figure out what it was. Well, then PPG and some other people, they got to doing research and doing studies on the chemicals, and come to find out that the baking soda mix, yes, it was stripping the car and it was getting everything off of it just like vinegar, and it was neutralizing the rust and getting rid of it. But what it also was doing was neutralizing the paint. And the paint was chemically breaking down and falling off of the vehicle. So people wasn't neutralizing the soda blast to get it all off in the nooks and honestly, you can't really get it all off because it gets in the nooks and crannies just like everything else, and then over time it comes back. So PPG, I don't know exactly when they come out with the bulletin. I'll have to look it up. I got it in my book back here, but they come out and they said soda blasting is not an approved method of stripping paint. It's not an approved method, and do not use soda blast to strip or prep panels, period. End of bulletin. I use vinegar to clean rusty tools, then I use some PB. Now that's fine, yeah. I thought you was talking about you using vinegar on cars. Now there's a guy that I know, he would take vinegar. He would take vinegar, like right now, and he would spray it on there and he would neutralize the rust, the dark rust that's in them pores. And it works because of the chemicals. I mean, the pH and chemistry and physics and stuff, it works. But if you don't get that off, like if you don't neutralize the vinegar and you go to spray epoxy on it, some epoxies, the chemicals in the epoxies don't like that and it crawls off. Just like spraying epoxy over lead, you know, on some of the B pillar, on some of the sail panels were on Camaros, Firebirds, Trans Ams, Mustangs and stuff like that, where they've been sweated in with lead. You have to get all that lead out. Don't use it. I wouldn't use it. It's too many variables. I wouldn't use it. Just like when you go to put a quarter on a Mustang or you know, any car that has a sail panel pinch weld where it's sweated in with lead, you got to get all that lead out. You got to get all that lead out. And people's like, oh, people's been using lead forever day. Yeah, old technology. The epoxies in paint today don't like the lead because it just don't like it. So if you don't get the lead out, even body filler don't like because it's got peroxide in it. So the lead don't like the metal, or the lead don't like the new chemicals in the products, the way they're set up and designed, and it crawls off and cracks and breaks and stuff. So you have to get every bit of that lead out. And then what I do is I get all the lead out, and then if I put a new quarter on, then everything's spot welded, and then I cut another piece of metal and I fill in that void with metal, and then I weld it or TIG it in there, and then I make it smooth. Then I epoxy it with 2K, well, metal treat it, then I 2K epoxy it. Then I do the body work on top of epoxy. I don't do body work on top of bare metal. That's a whole nother can of worms. I don't put body filler on bare metal. The only body filler that you can probably actually get away with putting over bare metal is fiberglass, but I still wouldn't do it. I don't put anything over bare metal, and the reason why I don't put nothing over bare metal is, think of it like this. Bare metal is porous, body filler is porous. All right? So you take the body filler and you mix it up with the hardener and you put it over bare metal. How does that body filler react? That body filler is reacting with two chemicals together and they create heat. When you create heat, and it cools down. What happens when you heat something up and you cool it down? You make condensation. What's condensation? Moisture. What is moisture? Water. What does it take rust to grow? Air, water, and the substrate. And you got rust. People's like, oh, hell, that guy down the road been doing that shit for 30 years, boy, and ain't never come back. Okay, bring it up here and let me chisel it off then. Let me chisel the body filler all the way to bare metal and find this big-ass rust spot underneath it and go, well, yep, there it is. But he's been doing it for years. And everybody done it for years. I mean, it's just old technology. People was running on old information. But you have to treat the metal and you have to secure the metal before you can do anything else to it. So if you're spending all this money and all this time and you want something real, it's not made for everybody. Now, if you want to do it the way you want to do it and just knock the crud off of it and do a spray and shoot it with some tractor oil-based primer or oil-based paint and call it a day, hey, all more for to you. All for to you. Do whatever you want, and I'm happy for you. And if you do it, that's great. But I can't do it here. I can't do it here. That's not how I do business. And so, and people that do it at home and working on their own projects and doing it out of their own pocket and doing all that, and they doing it on a budget, hey, I'm happy for you. I wish I could do that, but I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I can tell you how to do it the right way. You can do it the right way, or you can do it the other way. I'm not saying the other way is wrong. I'm just saying that's not the way it's supposed to be done. So, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. Like I said, what somebody down the road does not affect what I do here at my shop. And if somebody asks me, hey man, can I put body filler over bare metal? I'm gonna say you can, but you ain't supposed to, because the peroxides in the body filler don't like metal and they don't like moisture, and that's what hardener and stuff is in the body filler. And it doesn't matter. Bondo's a brand. It's body filler. So you got Bondo, you got 3M, you got PPG. But if y'all didn't know this, 3M owns Bondo. So 3M owns Bondo, and PPG owns a part of 3M. So they're all connected. so just because you say you don't want to use one, you're actually using it. So it is what it is. So so if somebody asks me, hey man, can I put body filler over bare metal? I'm gonna say, no, you can't. And this is why you can't do it. Well, let me take that back. This is why you're not supposed to do it, but you can do it. And if it's your personal project and you have no problem doing it and your conscience lets you sleep at night, by all means, put it on there. But if you're doing it for somebody to get paid and somebody's paying you to fix their car, then you need to be transparent and say, look, I can't put body filler over bare metal because it will fail eventually. It might be 5 days, 5 years, it might be 15 years, but it's going to fail. Now, do you still want me to do it? And if they say yes, then you get them to sign off on a piece of paper that they gave you permission and they signed off on you for you to do that. And then go with it. Roll on with it. Don't jeopardize your integrity to make a dollar, right? Don't jeopardize your integrity and your name to make a dollar. Like Build on a Budget said. Build on a Budget said. Build on a Budget said, not all money is good money. Remember that. Not all money is good money. So there's a lot of chemicals and physics that it goes into doing what this is. It's not just, hey, let me just knock the crud off of it and go on with it. Matter of fact, there was a guy yesterday that sent me, I get messages all the time. And the message goes a little bit like this. How much to paint my truck? I reply back, what truck? My personal truck. Okay. I just said, okay. So can you give me a price on painting my truck? What truck we talking about? I'm not even gonna say the truck because he might be watching. Such and such, such and such. Okay? Well, I can't give you a price on painting it because I got to see it. And there's too many variables. Man, I don't want to. And then it comes back and says, I know these ain't. Bring a whole damn Peterbilt. Honk, honk. Bring a whole damn Peterbilt. Then the next message was, well, I'm not looking for a show vehicle. I just want something nice, but I don't want a piece of shit. Don't want a show truck. Want something nice, but don't want a piece of shit. Are we playing horseshoes or hanger nades? Because I need to know which one we're doing. See, the sarcastic part of me wants to just unleash, but I got to remember, Jay, you're running a business. You got to be professional. So I sent a message back and I said, well, I appreciate you inquiring about me painting such vehicle, but I don't have enough information or data to give you an adequate estimate. And an estimate is only what it is, an estimate. I won't really truly know until I start digging into it. It's like an onion. The more I peel back, the more you're going to cry. So, well, the information that you gave me, or give me, I cannot infinitely give you an answer. But if, and I hit send, they come back and said, man, just give me something. I won't hold you to it. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at. I'm getting my taxes back, and I'd really like to get my truck fixed. Yes, Scoot, if I could read minds, I'd be in Vegas, baby. I said, well, can you at least send me a picture? Can you send me some pictures of the vehicle? 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Send me some pictures like that. He texts me back and says, what? I said, send me some pictures. And he said, okay. I said, but if you can send me some pictures at 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 5 o'clock. He said, I don't understand what that means. I said, the angles of a clock dial. Stand in front of your truck, straight at it, take a picture. Then step at 2 o'clock like a clock dial, take a picture. At 3 o'clock, take a picture. At 5 o'clock, take a picture. Or 4 o'clock, take pictures all the way around and send it to me. And I can just look at it, but that still doesn't let me know nothing. This son gun sends me a video of the truck. And I really hate to say this, but it sends me a video. It looked like a child done it. And if he's watching, man, I'm sorry. I know everybody ain't got Tulu TV video skills. But come on, dog, you got to do better than that. Walks all the way around the vehicle. I might as well have been looking for daggone raccoons in the damn tops of pine trees. I mean, then I get the video and I just look at it and I just laugh. I just, and my wife goes, why? My wife always says, why do you entertain stuff like this? I said, because it gives me good content on YouTube. She's like, what? I said, we got story time on YouTube. We got Jay's story time. We're going to get back on the car here in a second. So he says, what do you think? I said, I don't know. I was trying to look at the truck, and I said, I don't know if we was looking at the truck or you wanted me to trim the trees or you wanted me to trim them bushes in your front yard. I don't know. I wish my hacking skills were good. I want to see this video. so I just honestly ignored it. Just, man, I can't put no more energy into it. Then he sent me a message back and he said, well, what do you think? I said, anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000. And he texted me back, LOL, laughing, laugh faces, like TJ's and Jonathan's. Just, he's like, no, man, I ain't trying to get no show truck. I texted him back and I said, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, I can't give you nothing. I can't, there's nothing I can do. I don't. I said, I will tell you this, Montgomery Motors is spit it out, Jay. Ain't nobody gonna take it from me. Montgomery Motors has a body shop that is attached to the Ford dealership. They send me work all the time. So the question is, their paint jobs start at $9,500 all over. $9,500. No color change. $9,500. They'll send people to me, and then they'll say, hey, man, somebody, I said, well, who sent you? All the Ford place sent me, whatever. And I said, well, they start at $9,500 with minimum body work. So I give him that, and he says, no, I ain't trying to spend that kind of money. I said, well, I'm just telling you, the Ford place, their paint jobs, the Montgomery Modi body shop, their paint jobs start at $9,500 with minimum body work. Minimum. And when I say minimum, I say minimum. Minimum. And that's no color change. So you're looking at 10 grand right off the bat. Tell me, girl. Tell them all about it, girls. My girls are that. Not including jams. No color change. You right, Troy. No jams. No jams. That's just the outside. $9,500. And they don't like doing older stuff neither. They're more insurance work, but they got a couple guys over there that'll do all overs. But you drop that sun gun off on Monday, and that sun gun's ready to pick up on Friday. They at flat ass roll, just like Mako. Nothing. No, I mean, hey, if you can get it, get it. Get it, 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 get it. Drop it down to the floor. So then he sends me a text and says, I just want you to scuff and shoot. So I replied back, so let me confirm this. You don't want me to do body work. You just want me to scuff and shoot it. Yes, but it's in the transmission shop right now getting a transmission, so I really can't get you no pictures, no good pictures. The pictures I sent you was the pictures, old pictures I had before that I sent to a guy about getting my truck painted. And the truck's dark blue, like a dark blue. That shit's expensive. All of it's expensive. I said, oh, so it's at the transmission? Yes, at the transmission shop, getting the transmission put in. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, here's my thing. I'd probably get it to go before I made it to look like show, you know. Would be a cheap, but yeah, scuff and shoot. So I said, so you're saying that you want me to do a scuff and shoot? He said, yes. I said, I can't do that. I said, well, I put it in big words like mayonnaise, but this is basically what I said. I said, I can't do that because everything has to be R&R. R&R means removed and replaced, or R&I mean remove and inspected. Everything has to be removed. Headlights, taillights, grill, bumpers, all that stuff has to be took apart. All of it. The grill, all that stuff, door handles, all that stuff has to be taken out to do it the right way. And I said, I just don't do business. I said, you told me how you wanted it. I said, but hey, here's the number to Mako. One of my students works there. He's one of the painters. He's a very good painter. Now, I'm not talking about the paint. He's in Cary, North Carolina. I said, there's nothing wrong with Mako. You get what you get. I said, that's probably the place where you go, but I really appreciate you inquiring, but I can't help you right now. And two, I couldn't even do anything for you anyway because I have the 68 C10, the 61 Ford box truck. I got a 70 C10 that's coming back, so I can do a bunch of other stuff to it. I said, I'm waiting in a holding pattern for a 63 Impala for the DMV to sign off on, and I am working on a G-body, OG6, and I'm working on my son's square body. And he replied back. What's your hours of operation? 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Well, I'll just bring it by one day next week and let you look at it. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, friend. Yeah, Troy. What's up, Big Fish? Yeah, Troy. You're right. And that's why I said not all money is good money. And the thing about it is not all money's good money. And I'm not. I would have told him when you get by the shop. TJ, you a mess, buddy. You a mess. TJ, you a mess. Hey, TJ, I will tell you this, big dog. And I'm going to get back to sanding. TJ, I bet we'd have fun if I bet we could have fun if we hung out together. Man, I listen to your videos, and your voice is so mellow-toned. I think that's the right word. Your voice is so... I think I'm doing a good job, boys and girls. I think I'm doing a good job. What y'all think? Man, you are so, like, just, like, calm, cool, and collective. You're... I said there, it's just like this. Do you ever get excited, TJ? Do you ever get pumped up? You ever get excited? It takes a lot. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. But I'm wired all the time anyway. I mean, I'm always... Y'all know what I do with my dust mats? Y'all know what I do with my dust mats? There it is. I found it. What you doing, girl? Yeah. Do you like that sander you was using, not the grinder? Troy, you talking about this? Troy, you talking about this? Nah. No, TJ. Nah. No. They good. I got a 64, yes. Yeah, this is actually nice. I actually recently just got this, honestly. I was looking at the one at Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight has one just like this. I think it's like $139, and it was and it was on sale for $90. And my key tumbler in my 2015 Silverado truck messed up, so I took it to the Chevrolet place for them to fix it. And I walked over to Harbor Freight because I had some coupons and stuff, and I actually picked this model up. I picked Harbor Freight's model up, and it was on sale for $90. And the Chevrolet place called and told me that it was going to be like $700 to fix my truck, and I like to die. So I put it back, and I put some other stuff back that I've been wanting to get. So I just didn't spend the money. It would have been a great tool to add to the collection, but I had to get my truck fixed. So the key tumbler. So I put it back, and that was the last day of the sale. And then when I got over there to the Chevrolet place, they done some finagling, whatever, and they knocked it down from $700 down to like $400, which is still better. But I got so wrapped up in what everything was going on, I forgot about it and didn't go back to Harbor Freight. Well, then about a week or so later, a subscriber, which they are, my subscribers are the best. I mean, they very humbling. A subscriber sent me this. This one's from Eastwood. This one's called the Contour SCT. And yeah, I would have bought the one. Look, I would have bought the one from Harbor Freight because it was on sale for $90, and it was at Harbor Freight. And if you got the 2-year warranty, extended warranty, if something happens, you can take it back in there and get it. But I had a subscriber. I guess they felt sorry for me. I don't know. They blessed me with this unit, and also it came with they sent me the wire wheel. They sent me the Scotch-Brite wheel. Yeah, Rooster, it was like super nice. They sent it. This is the stand. It come with the small wheels, so it actually hangs right there. So that's the stand that it hangs on. So it has, now the Harbor Freight wheels will fit it, which is kind of nice. This is a 120 grit stripping disc. This is another Scotch-Brite disc. And then there's some small ones right there. So yeah, it was very, very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So yes, I do recommend it, but I don't recommend, I'm not telling you to go to Eastwood and buy the one from Eastwood. I'm telling you, the one from Harbor Freight is just as I mean, the tolerance and the quality of the equipment might be a little bit different, but I would not feel. Yeah, Rooster. That's what I'm saying, man. They truly. Troy, I would have no problem buying the one at Harbor Freight. If you bought the one at Harbor Freight and heck, in 8 months it broke, you could take it there and get you another one. That's the cool thing about Harbor Freight. So I'm pretty sure that this subscriber is probably watching because they don't never chime in. That blessed me with that thing right there. It's nice. I've used it maybe 3 or 4 times. So now I'm going to take the DA and I'm going to try to get around these edges. Figured I'd go in here and get a little bit of content. And then just a little bit more, and then I'll jump off and then get back on later today. I'm gonna go get something a little bit more aggressive, home type. Well, I said it was. Taco. What's up, everybody? Oh, hush. Oh, that's about all I can do one-handed. Ow. Jonathan, I got it turned down, dude. I got it on number 3. It'll go up to 6. I got it on number 3. I'm just taking it easy. So all the paint's off. This is rust here. There's a dent. This is rust. The paint's off. So now I'm gonna use this 80 grit. Let's see. Yeah, I got it turned down. I'm trying to control the heat. You see me touching it every now and then with my hand? I don't want to build up too much heat on it. I mean, you could flat ass roll with it if you wanted to, but like I said, I'm trying to control the heat. All right, boys and girls. Been on here for 142 minutes. So that's where we're at. I'm going to take the lock out. I'm gonna try to get this trim off, and then I'm gonna put something up underneath it and put some strap on it to pull it down. I'm not gonna take the lights out. I got a battery that's being charged, and I'm gonna take the battery and I'm gonna take this battery out, and I'm gonna hook the battery up. See if the lights and stuff work. Scoot. Hold on one second, Scoot. I'm gonna do a different video on that. Right here it is. I'm gonna do a different video on that. So what I'm gonna do is, like I say, I'm gonna take this trim off. I'm hoping I can get the screws out without having to drill them out. So I'm gonna take this trim off. I'm gonna take the lock out. Then I'm gonna put a block of wood underneath it, and then I'm gonna bungee strap it down to get it up off the lights. And then I'm gonna strip this. And then once I get it all stripped, there's a dent right there. I'm sure there's other dents. This is all rust. That's all rust. Now that's paint, but that's rust. So I'm gonna do that, and once I get all this stripped, daggone, it's 1 o'clock. Once I get all this stripped down, so I'm gonna jump off here so I can do what I need to do. Get this off, get this off, get the rest of the deck lid stripped, and then I'm gonna get some 36-inch paper, and I'm gonna paper up the car. Just keep the overspray down. I'm gonna tape up, and then I'm gonna mix up some CRE. I don't know if I got some 321 or 921. 921's black, 321's gray. And then since it's such a beautiful day, and that sun will be about right there about 2:30, 3 o'clock. And if I can get all the primer on it, or the epoxy on it, when the sun is right there, the sun will be shining right on it, and it'll dry. So, and if I have to, I'll take it off the lift and push it back just a little bit to get it in some sun. But I want to get this I want to get this epoxy today. I want to get this epoxy today. And then the next thing I'll probably do is the hood, but it won't be the day. So I'll do the deck lid, then the hood, and then not really sure what the next panel would be. It'd probably start on the roof. I'm gonna try to do a panel a day, but I need a bumper. So once I pull the bumper, all this comes, I gotta take all this off. So once I take that off and the bumper off, then I'll probably strip the quarter. I'll probably strip the quarter, the roof, and the other quarter. But I need to get the glass out. So that's why I don't want to take the glass out, because if I have to roll it out of the way, which it probably not going to go nowhere, but if I have to roll it out of the way, everything will be dry, and I don't want the windows out in case it rains. I've been looking at a steam cleaner. So if anybody on here has looked on Amazon and see they have them little small rug doctor, little small rug cleaners, upholstery cleaners, the small ones, you know, I think it's like a 5-gallon. Let me know, because I'm going to try to clean this interior. That's why I want to kind of see what works and what don't work before start getting into it. But already have adjustable LS mounts. I've had those for something else, but before I stick anything in here, I want to try to take out as much stuff as I can take out, like remove it and then clean it, and then before I stick the engine in the hole, I want to clean everything and paint it like with satin black. So I just don't want to stick it in there and then have to try to paint around it. So that's that. So that's where I'm at on that. This stuff is broken. This is broken. It's got a hole right there. I could probably fix that. I hate plastic bumpers. Jesus Christ, I hate them. This is fiberglass. This is plastic. This front bumper looks pretty decent, but the clear's coming off this bumper. These are bad. Lights are no good. Emblem is pitted real bad. So I'm just going to do one section at a time. But if I could get, this would be great. If I could figure out, put a battery in it, figure out what works and what don't work, just on the factory system. Lights, you know, stuff like that. And then remove stuff like, I don't need this. Not going to need this. You know, just remove stuff I don't need. And clean. Just clean it with oven cleaner, pressure wash the fire out of it, get as much as the overspray, get some, and then see, these are plastic. See, these ain't even metal, these are plastic. And then just try to clean it up and paint everything satin black. Then, you know, clean all this up more. This needs to be cleaned more. It's got a lot of grease on it. Just pressure wash the fire out of it, oven clean it. Just clean. And then just mix up some POR 15 and a cheap damn spray gun or a paintbrush and just paint everything that I can get painted. Then stick in the LS swap and then hook everything up. And then if I can get it running and driving, then I don't have to push it in and push it out. I can crank it up and pull it out. I can pull it in, I can work on it. Because I can't work on this during the hours. I have to work on this off the clock and on the weekend. So if I can get a panel a day done every weekend, because I still got my son's truck. We gotta have it stripped. I've already done the bed sides. Speaker box is getting built. There's a lot more stuff. I'd like to have in primer by the third weekend of July. So got that doing too. So we got that and we got that. Plus the box truck is getting started tomorrow. Gonna start building the chassis for the box truck. And got to finish up the exhaust on this. Take that stuff to get jet coated. So this is what I work on during the day. That's what I work on during the day. Now I'm going to work on this at night. And I got to work on his truck. So what's your excuse? I appreciate you, boys and girls. Remember I said, maybe we'll hit 3,000. Maybe we can get 3,000 for too long. And plus turkey season's coming too. So, anyways, boys and girls, I appreciate you. Remember I said, hit that subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the follow button. I appreciate every single one of you. I know there's a lot of comments on here I probably missed. I didn't mean to miss anybody, but I hope everybody has a great day. And I'll check back in later this afternoon once I get everything done. So, appreciate you, boys and girls. Remember I said, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch before sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and drag, peace, up, and chicken grease them out.